Conclusion. Meditation is something to offer to everyone. Every single one of us have problems that we are confounded by, or a need to step away from obsessive thoughts or stressful sensory input in order to focus more inwardly and create a more peaceful space for ourselves where we can thrive. And with the power of meditation on our side, it is easier than ever to look at plans and goals realistically and create reasonable guidelines for ourselves to follow in order to truly succeed. While it may seem daunting at first to begin meditating, there are several tips and tricks, as outlined in this guide, that can help you to overcome those doubts and really find the benefits in your practice. Every one of us is different and finds answers in different ways. However, we are still all humans who require a good amount of serenity in order to find true peace and happiness. But if our inner world is full of conflict, turmoil, and stress, or we are taking a lot onto our shoulders without taking the time we need to recharge, things can get messy. That is when the benefits of meditation are truly able to shine. When things begin to seem difficult, or we have a plan or goal we want to achieve but we find ourselves hitting a brick wall, it is important to be able to detach ourselves emotionally from the situation and observe it from a distance so that we can find the most effective path forward. Not only that, but in meditating on ourselves, we will gain the insight we need to work through our weaknesses and begin to build them into strengths. All of us could use improvement in some form or another, and meditation makes self-improvement easy and insightful, rather than difficult and painstaking. We will still have to do the work involved in creating a better situation for ourselves. But with meditation as a tool on our side, introspection is easier than ever, and we can start to see a clear path forward rather than being swamped by the negative interference along the way. No matter how you choose to use meditation, the benefits are endless. We can seek solitude from the hectic outside world and focus on the things that truly matter. We can begin to build up our relationships with ourselves and learn to love and embrace ourselves even though we may perceive ourselves as flawed. We can acknowledge those flaws with honesty and move forward in finding ways to strengthen them. We can learn from mistakes and see painful situations objectively so that we are able to move through them with productivity rather than being swamped by pain and depression. Meditation is the medicine that so many of us are sorely lacking, but it is a medicine that is free and one that we can begin to use immediately. So don't hesitate. Include meditation into your daily life. You can start now or you can start later. Whenever you decide to embark upon your journey, know that you are doing it for the best possible reasons. Improving your life and the lives of everyone around you is essential in promoting a peaceful community. We impact others with our energies and attitude, and if we are doing our best to put nothing but love and productivity out into the world, then that is what we are going to get back, guaranteed. Introduction. There's nothing more stressful than having a billion things to do during the day without having even just a second to yourself. The hustle and bustle of everyday life can get to be very overwhelming. There are so many demands placed upon us that it can feel like there is nowhere to turn when we feel like we just need a little bit of breathing room and a chance to relax. Fortunately, there is a solution. No matter how many demands you have placed upon you during the day, meditation is an option that you can easily make the time for. Even just setting aside 5 minutes for yourself can make the difference between a frazzled, miserable mess at dinner time and a balanced, calm person who is ready to take the next step, no matter where it leads. Meditation has become a very popular subject, and for good reason. Everybody is feeling the pressure to succeed and do great in their lives. But the work involved in becoming successful can be enough to make anyone exhausted. We put so much energy into trying to create our best lives that, ironically, we can easily lose sight of the most important part of that, ourselves. By taking the time to learn about meditation and allowing it to be a part of our lives, we can begin to channel our thoughts into more productive patterns and give ourselves the recharge that we need when it seems like life has gotten to be a little bit too much. Meditation is a huge part of a healthy lifestyle. Many successful people swear by its effects. It can help us to completely remap our brains from thinking destructive and negative thoughts to remembering how to see the possibilities in every moment. Not only that, but knowing that we are putting our own mental health first and foremost can be a huge relief. Instead of engaging in negativity, we can take a timeout and recenter ourselves to guarantee that no matter what is thrown at us, we are capable of getting where we want to be. Most people aren't sure whether or not they are even able to meditate. They picture themselves having to go into the lotus position and holding it for a long time while not thinking about a single thing. That is a lot of pressure. However, the lotus position is actually a yoga pose that is only meant to enhance the serenity of practitioners of yoga who have utilized it as a training toward a deeper awareness and calm. Beginner meditators do not have to do anything quite that advanced in order to receive the same effects. Rather, meditation can be made very simple. The more often you do it, the easier it becomes. And while it may seem impossible to clear your mind, especially when there's a lot going on in your life, once you get the hang of it, you will be able to recharge in just about any situation. Centering yourself is not as difficult as it sounds. There are not any difficult yoga poses necessary. So, if clearing your mind and improving your life sounds like something you would like to do, then you're in the right place. This guide will show you how. So let's get started. The history of meditation. Meditation is an ancient practice that can be traced to biblical times and beyond. Like many things spiritual in nature, it can be traced back to ancient India, where their healing arts were summarized in texts known as the Vedas. These spiritual books were meant to teach the masses about enlightenment and ways to live your life that can lead to a greater understanding of yourself and the world around you. They were meant to impart wisdom and encourage everybody to live their lives in a peaceful way that benefited not only themselves but society as a whole. This ancient art can be traced back to 1500 BCE as far as written evidence goes. It had its origins in a system of schooling, where students would follow their teachers out into the world, generally isolated in natural places with dense forest and fresh air, so that they could be guided in the art of meditation. It was a very important spiritual practice then and still, and is linked to Buddhist teachings. Indian gurus and their students would study and practice this art of clearing the mind, and ultimately passed on the knowledge to the surrounding countries. Meditation was thought to be incredibly important and taught around the world because of the positive results it yielded in daily life. It is a practice that has proven so beneficial that it has survived thousands of years and has been passed along from culture to culture. It is incorporated in several different religious sects and continues to be a source of peace and understanding even into the modern age. Modern-day gurus teach classes on meditation all around the world. The best part is that there are several different ways you can meditate, so if one way doesn't work for you, then you can try another and see if that is going to do the trick. Some people meditate in pure silence, others with peaceful music and candlelight. Some people might prefer a guided meditation, where someone helps them to focus their thoughts in a direction that is most beneficial to them, while others may choose to hold certain thoughts or intentions in their minds so that they can attract those energies to themselves almost unconsciously. However you choose to use meditation, the implication is clear that it is a practice that works, and it has for a very long time. This art is thousands of years old, and when utilized properly, can really change the way you view yourself and the situations in your life. There is a reason it has survived this long, and that reason is that it is incredibly effective. If it wasn't, it would have died out by now. Are you ready to learn the basics of meditation? This guide will show you how. The benefits of meditation. If you're not quite convinced that meditation is the way to go, that's fine. Just because it's been used for thousands of years doesn't mean you should jump on the bandwagon. If it's scientific evidence you're curious about, then there is plenty of that too. Studies have shown that meditation can not only help to reduce stress and anxiety symptoms, even in people with anxiety disorders, but there is also a correlation between meditation and lower blood pressure. Other scientifically proven benefits of meditation include sounder sleep and even a better memory. And if you are suffering from chronic pain symptoms or any aches and pains in general, meditation has been shown to help manage these and improve your quality of life. Not only that, but people who meditate are less prone to low self-image. They tend to gain more insight into themselves that can help them to structure their lives in a productive way and make choices that truly benefit them and their goals. Meditation can increase your level of emotional understanding and help you to healthily compartmentalize your thoughts and emotions in a way that is constructive. If you find that you are oftentimes overwhelmed by the world around you, meditation is a great way to let go of those stressful feelings and take a moment to recharge and get yourself back on track. Because of the stressful state of the world we live in, a lot of people turn to negative coping mechanisms. It can be very easy to gain access to things that claim to ease our stress, like cigarettes or alcohol or other addictive substances. And a lot of people do turn to these things as their escape. It is easy to do, and these negative things are very accessible in our culture. It is unfortunate how easy it can be to become an addict, even if your addiction is something as innocent seeming as an addiction to unhealthy foods. However, meditation can prove an even better coping mechanism. And if you know or someone you love has an addiction, meditation is actually scientifically proven to help redirect the attention of an addict from a negative substance to one that is not so harmful. Meditation is a great way to help you change the course of your thinking and reprogram yourself to be more mindful and focused on positive changes rather than negative. Addiction can be very difficult to get through alone or without resources, but utilizing meditation as a resource for recovery is a great tool. It can help you look inwardly, hold yourself accountable for your actions, find insight into why you may act the way you do, and the triggers that cause you to reach out to your addiction, and also provides you with a healthy outlet for your stress and anxiety that helps you to feel refreshed and renewed with a better outlook on life without resorting to negative coping strategies like the thing you are addicted to. It may not be a perfect fit or the one thing that will make it possible to quit your addiction or make your life 100% better, but it is definitely something that you can use to your benefit and help you gain insight into yourself and your behaviors so that you can interpret the negative patterns and replace them with positive patterns. Anybody can take a time out and focus on the light in your life rather than the darkness, and doing so has many scientific benefits that will help you to keep moving forward, even when there are times that moving backward might feel like an easier choice. We have the power to create the life we want for ourselves. There's nothing more important than figuring out what it is we are doing to make progress toward our goals and maintaining ourselves and our peace of mind, body, and spirit. Meditation is one of those things that can help get all three, so utilizing it for yourself is an incredible joy. Don't just take the word of this guide for it. Instead, consider implementing it for yourself. If you are curious about the ways you can use meditation for your personal progress, the next few videos will outline the different types of meditations you can use to really get the ball rolling in the right direction so that you can improve your life. Mindfulness meditation and how it can work for you. Mindfulness meditation is a very good practice. If you find that you have any issues with disassociation or staying in the present, then mindfulness meditation is a surefire way to help you get where you need to be. When staying in the moment is difficult or anxiety-inducing, mindfulness meditations can help you to recenter yourself and guide your mind back into a place that feels safe and comforting. People who have suffered from trauma find this method particularly helpful. If you experience triggering events that can be difficult to endure or have post-traumatic stress disorder, then mindfulness meditations can help to pull you out of the frightening triggers and into a mindset that is much easier to handle. It interrupts bad thought processes and allows you to focus instead on the immediate world around you. Mindfulness meditation is something that everybody can experience. It doesn't take a special pose or a certain place. Rather, you can perform a mindfulness meditation simply by closing your eyes and inhaling deeply. It is possibly one of the simplest forms of meditation out there, and certainly one of the most beneficial. To perform a mindfulness meditation, the key concept is simple. You want to make sure that you are focusing on the present and truly aware of the things that are going on around you. Let's say you are having an anxiety attack and having a difficult time grounding yourself afterward. Instead of letting yourself linger in the panic you feel, you can either physically remove yourself from whatever situation you are currently in that may be making your panic worse, or close your eyes and inhale deeply. While your eyes are closed and you are forcing yourself to take deep, steady breaths, allow yourself to consider every single one of your senses. What are you feeling with your fingertips? Is it your own hand balled up into a fist? Are you holding something? What do you smell? What scent is lingering in the air around you? What do you see? The darkness behind your eyes. Do you notice if there are some spots that may be lighter if you are facing a light source? What do you hear? Is there a machine somewhere near you making a gentle humming sound? Do you hear birds singing outside? Or children off in the distance? Are people speaking near you? What are their tones like? Take in all of this information as objectively as you can. Do not attach any personal significance to anything that you are experiencing. If you have thoughts about them, that's okay too. Just don't hold on too tightly to those thoughts. Acknowledge that they are there and that they exist. Then let them leave your mind as you move on to focusing on other senses. Mindfulness meditation is an incredible tool. It is very calming and it can work almost immediately. One of the best things about it is how it can help us to retrain our brains during times of cyclical thought that is destructive to our well-being. If we are focused on negative things and it is causing us to feel panic or feel upset in any way, slowing things down and focusing on the present moment is a great way for us to begin to stop staying stuck in that cycle and regain some control over our emotional state of mind. It can bring us equilibrium when it seems like it is almost impossible to find. The best part about it is how simple it is to practice it. There are no advanced body poses involved, no uncomfortable hand gestures or requirements to light candles and listen to calming music. Though if those things are at your disposal and you choose to utilize them, then that can also be great. The perks to mindfulness meditation involve accessibility and the fact that all you need to do it successfully is yourself. It can pull you out of difficult or dark thoughts and help to break your mind free from the cages that have been placed on it by bad experiences. Mindfulness meditation is one of the most recommended by therapists because it truly works to help us to heal from trauma and stay more mindful in our lives. It can be very easy for us to just zone out and tune out the world around us when things get difficult. or if we are triggered and upset by a situation. This is called disassociation, and it is sometimes a major problem for anyone who has endured a lot of suffering or who is overwhelmed by the world around them. Using mindfulness meditation is a good way to help those people to ground themselves during difficult emotional situations so they can continue to function in the world rather than getting locked up or wanting to shut down and feeling horrible for the rest of the day. It is also a great option for anybody who experiences panic attacks or major anxiety disorders. When we are in a panic, our brains seem to go 100 miles a minute in directions that can often prove to be less than productive. It can be debilitating and scary, and going into fight or flight mode is something we generally want to avoid. We want to maintain all our mind power so that we can make solid, informed decisions, not choices based on fear and emotional overload. Utilizing mindfulness meditations when you sense yourself being triggered into an anxiety attack or anything else that is similar will help to pull you out of that panic state and calm your mind so that you are no longer as overwhelmed by the situations you have found yourself in. Everybody can benefit from mindfulness meditation, not just those who might find themselves overwhelmed at times. It can even just be a nice practice to remember that the world around us exists and we are a part of it. We are all on the same planet, working toward being our best selves and taking the steps we need to take toward achieving our goals. Some of us may be stuck sometimes, but mindfulness meditation is a great way to cut through the things that are holding us back and get ourselves back on track. The benefits of loving kindness meditation. Have you ever had one of those days when you are just mad at the world? Nothing seems to be going right and you just can't help but feel angry, no matter how much you just wish you could be happy. Do you find yourself prone to irritation or restlessness? Is there someone you may fight with a lot and you just wish for nothing more than to have more peace in your life or home? We all have days where we feel frustrated and angry and may lose sight of the things we love in lieu of focusing on negativity. Unfortunately, the mind has a negativity bias that can make it very difficult to remain optimistic and often filters out good information while remembering the bad. Fortunately, loving kindness meditation is an option that can allow you to become more focused on peace and love and gratitude rather than finding yourself overwhelmed by the bad things that may be going on in your life. Loving kindness meditation is simple. It is all about intention. You have to put the time in to really begin embracing yourself and doing things that will help to promote calmness and peace in your life. Loving kindness meditation provides its participants to engage more with feelings of calmness rather than letting the tumultuous waves of negativity control your interactions. In order to practice loving kindness meditation, the first thing you will need to do is make some time during the day for it. It doesn't take long to complete this meditation, so begin with just a few minutes set aside for this practice. The next step is to fake it till you make it. Essentially, what you are going to want to do is to summon thoughts of being surrounded by calm and loving energy. Think of the things that make you the happiest and bring to mind the memories you may have of feeling those comforting feelings throughout your life. You do not need to think of the people involved, because the key is in learning to summon those loving kindness feelings for yourself no matter what the situation may be. However, if you find that associating someone or something specific helps you, then feel free to do whatever you feel is necessary to bring those good feelings to blanket you as you meditate. Once you have made yourself comfortable in a quiet space with your eyes closed, then you can begin to try and bring those feelings of loving kindness around you until they have surrounded your body like a warm blanket. If you like to use music during your meditation practices, you can also do this. Whatever you need to summon those thoughts of loving kindness. Next, think of a few phrases you can use as you meditate and focus on those. Something like, "May I find peace," or "May I receive love," will help you to program your mind to receive positive energies. Instead of fixating on bad things or feeling overwhelmed by unpleasant emotions, instead you can begin to focus on healing thoughts that are meant to provide you with comfort and support rather than the difficult void that negative feelings can sometimes leave us in. Rather than feeling stuck in things like resentment and anger, using loving kindness meditations we can begin to tune ourselves into loving energies anytime we need them. This can help us to avoid confrontation and deal with issues that arise with an air of compassion and peace rather than combativeness. Everybody deserves to be heard, and if we are angry, there is usually a good reason for it, and we should be able to express those things. However, doing so in a way that others will be receptive to it is very important, which is why loving kindness meditations can be so productive. This is another meditation that has been proven to help those who have suffered from depression, anxiety, or even post-traumatic stress disorder. Being able to disengage from negative energies and actively summon positive energies is an incredibly useful tool. It can make all the difference between a peaceful life and interaction and one that is full of strife and conflict. The best part about it is that we begin to feel more compassion for ourselves. Many of us are too hard on ourselves for the things we perceive as faults or flaws or wrongdoings. That can lead us into vicious cycles of self-hatred and abuse toward ourselves that can be difficult to get out of and can even sometimes lead to addiction. By practicing the art of showing compassion to everyone and everything, starting from within, we are giving ourselves a chance to heal from old wounds we may not even realize have been festering for years. This can help us to tackle new projects with a renewed sense of initiative and integrity. It can help us to get the bounce back in our step and believe that we are truly capable of achieving the things we set out to do. Say goodbye to depression and hello to a compassionate mindset that can lead to more productivity than you have managed in years. Active meditation with Kundalini Yoga. A lot of people find that the idea of meditation is daunting because they have a hard time with sitting still and clearing their minds. Many of us like to be active and stay busy and feel that maybe sitting around in silence is a waste of time. While that is arguable, those that truly believe this to be true may find that there are more benefits for them in practicing Kundalini Yoga meditations over other types of meditation. Kundalini Yoga meditation does require a bit more training and skill than will be covered in this training. But with the help of resources that are devoted to this particular discipline, you may find that you are able to gain a calmness of mind and spirit while also fueling your need for your body to stay moving and productive. Even if you aren't the kind of person who thinks meditation is too slow or boring or a waste of time, you can enjoy the benefits of Kundalini Yoga meditations for yourself. There is something very uplifting about being able to take time out of the day to focus on important things, like your health and well-being. Putting time aside to exercise is a great way to enhance your mood, and adding mantras that are affirming and healthy is a great way to make sure that your sessions really set a good tone to your day. Many places offer courses in Kundalini Yoga, and you can find videos online to help you begin getting invested in the practice. There are also books and guided meditations available through retail outlets all over the world. If you find yourself interested in Kundalini Yoga meditation, you may find that it is incredibly beneficial. There are hundreds of benefits in combining physical practice with mental wellness. Yoga is another practice that has been around for centuries. It is as old, probably, as meditation itself, and can be learned about in the Vedas as well. Kundalini is considered a concentration of divine energy that can be harnessed through meditation. It is said to rest at the base of the spine. Whether you believe in divine energy or not, utilizing Kundalini Yoga meditation is great, as it has a tried and true method of breathing, utilizing mantras, and stretching that leaves the practitioner feeling refreshed and ready for a new experience. While it is impossible to cover the breadth of this very intricate meditation practice in one video, it can at least be said that Kundalini Yoga meditations are a great way to get in tune with yourself and the world around you. If you find you are receptive to the spiritual teachings of Kundalini Yoga, all the better for you. It can help to give you a grounding, guiding force in your life and help you to see value in the world around you through the lens of a yoga practitioner. Either way, Kundalini Yoga meditation is a great option for anybody who is hoping to get themselves centered and focused on positive energies rather than staying in the same slump or routine day in and day out. It is an art that can be utilized in many forms and that can hold a lot of personal value to the practitioner if given the right devotion. So if you choose this style of meditation, it is certain you will find a benefit in it that you can hold on to. The benefits of transcendental meditation. Transcendental meditation is another form of meditation that many people attempt to utilize. This particular form of meditation may be the closest to what you may think of as a stereotypical meditation session, where the goal seems to be to clear the mind and hone yourself into a total body awareness of the world around you. Transcendental meditation has been around for a long time and can be beneficial for anyone who is looking for a way to detach from everyday life and focus on the bigger picture in a way that is rejuvenating. The reason it is called transcendental meditation is because the purpose is to transcend the types of thinking patterns you already have so that you can experience the world and your own mind in a totally different way. This particular form of meditation is performed in a quiet place. You should be in a comfortable position, and should you choose to use a yoga pose like the lotus pose, also known in Sanskrit as Padmasana, then you are free to do so. The most important thing is to be somewhere quiet and in a position that you can hold for a decent period of time while remaining comfortable and attuned with yourself. Next, it is often helpful to choose a mantra to focus on. A mantra is a word or a phrase that is meaningful to you or something you are aspiring toward. For example, if you are hoping to transcend your awareness and become more highly aware of things that are beautiful, you may want to choose the mantra beauty as you begin your transcendental meditation. However, you may want to make sure that your mantra is no more than 2 syllables. Otherwise, it can make it difficult to slip into the trance-like state that transcendental meditation is designed to offer. Many transcendental meditations may be guided for this purpose. The person guiding the meditation will help you to focus your mind on the mantra and stay on the path to your ultimate goal. Sometimes it can be easy to get distracted during a transcendental meditation, especially when you are new at it. So without guidance, you may find that your mind wanders rather than staying focused on the mantra. That may be why, rather than holding the word in your mind and meditating on it yourself, you may opt instead to purchase a guided transcendental meditation. However you choose to do this, you can expect to spend up to 20 minutes daily practicing your meditation. Throughout that time, you should be repeating your mantra to yourself. This may ultimately bring you to a state of consciousness that is slightly altered from your typical awareness, as you will be transported to a state of calm as you steadily repeat the mantra in your mind. Some people may find it helpful to use a set of Buddhist meditation beads called a mala for purpose of transcendental meditation. The Buddhist strategy is to repeat a phrase exactly 108 times, fingering a bead on the mala as they repeat the phrase. With every new word or prayer, they move their fingers to a new bead until the phrase has been repeated 108 times total. Then they complete the meditation. This form of meditation has been proven to work for everybody, as it does not require an extreme amount of concentration. All you have to do is sit in a comfortable position and repeat your mantra. Whether you have ADHD or you simply have a hard time sitting still, prompting yourself to focus this way is something that may be easier to do than you would think. That is why it is successful. At the end of the day, the phrases you choose to meditate on will become a part of your conscious. That means that you will manifest more evidence of those things in your life, or more scientifically speaking, you will train your mind to pay more attention to the things that you value rather than looking over them or dismissing them the way you might if you were not putting an active effort into manifesting those particular energies or experiences. Whether you are interested in the mystical or the scientific aspects of this practice, either way your body and mind benefit from the chance to put your mind at ease and do whatever it is that needs done to begin paying attention to the things that are most important to you and find at least 20 minutes of calm that can last throughout the rest of your day. It is a practice that works, so try it out for yourself.